Hello everyone. Now I am going to share about the project school management system I have done. I created this the project design and the project design is not created by myself, is by my project manager, but the coding and the development of 90% of this project is created by myself. So I am going to share about this in this video. I am going to share about the basic structure of the school management system application. This application is created by Laravel project. So we have to create the Laravel. We have to also we have we need to have PHP and XAMPP and Composer in our machine. So after installing that XAMPP, PHP control Composer, we need to we can create the Laravel project by Composer create project Laravel slash and project name, and like that. If we wrote that code in control panel, and if I run in terminal, and if I run, the Laravel project will create. In this project we have used the basic design. We have used a template admin LTE template, the template name admin LTE. You can search in Google. That template we have used in this project for basic design. So this is school management system project. uh, so here I have created some controller for functions, and here request, and this request mean to make validation. If admin here request come, the request come from admin academic years, here this video this validation will work. The form request as when the name, input type name, input name, and that name will come to the server, and here check that name. For example, academic use.blade.php, Laravel use blade engine, so we have to write with academic year.blade.php for design. Here you can see I have created when jQuery just many. So in this form, here you can see form. I have added form method and form URL, form action in jQuery, so you can only see form here. Other method and URL are in jQuery function. So here you can see input type academic year. So this will come when the form is submitted. This will come to academic year controller. First come to academic year. Here you can see academic year request. First this will check the request, and academic year request. Here you can see this page. This will check require and many other validation we can add. For example, main 8 for the input data will minimum 8 characters, so like that. So this is request is if the request fail, if the request doesn't match, it return to this page, with error. So this is a request for validation. And models for creating entity relationship to the database table. We have to declare the table name, classes, and what fields in that table we have to declare with protected fileable property. For example, in classes table, uh, yeah, great id, class id, description, capacity, yeah, great id, class name, description, capacity. Here you can see we have to declare every e- every fields of that table here. This is model, and this classes table is related to timetable table, user grade classes table. When grade classes table, here you can see has one, has many, belongs to. This is database relationship between the tables. So this is model. If we declare model here, the field of the model here, then we can use this models in controller. So we have to declare here in model, this is models, this is a request, and here in database section there is a migration means table. There are many tables in this project. Here you can see user table, password reset token table, field job, grades, curriculum, classes. Here you can see uh, classes table, and another here you modifying classes table. These two are on the same classes table, but one we first create classes table we add great id, foreign, uh, connected with grades table. So classes table is connected with grades table with foreign key, and we added these fields. And after running for after writing programs, and we need, if we need field another field, and if I write here, and migrate means, if I run here and if I write here and update in the database, all the data created before classes, and the data, the table related to this classes, will all data will be damaged. So in Laravel there is another method. So we have to create a new table. For example, modify classes table. What we have done here, you can see a description. I added a description, and here also description, but I changed to nullable change. I added this field nullable. This means this field can be null. So I added this. If I change here, if I change like nullable change and save and migrate, update in the table, all the data will damage. So in Laravel, to update the table, we have to create a new table, modify classes, and nullable change. Also capacity I have added, I forgot to add, I forgot to add nullable one created. I first created this table, so when I remember and it needed, I created a new table and change it here. So if also needed, we can create also other tables and create this classes table also. Is there any classes table? No, classes table is this enough. So this is about the database table. We have to create, we have to add data type, how much string should require, how much character should be long, everything. And after created this, we have to migration may php artisan migrate, and this table will create in the database. So this is about basic structure of model and migration and basic structure of Laravel application. I will share Hello everyone. I have shared about this migration table of Laravel application in the last video. Now we will go through here resources. I am explaining the main and the important and usage of this application. There are many other files that don't need to know much about it. Here CEDA. CEDA means to create dummy data or to create data one one the table migration. For example, role CEDA. Role CEDA. I have created some data in this role CEDA, and I have to call this role CEDA in database CEDA also. And when we migrate this table, when we means when we upload these tables in the database, the data were already created in role table. In grade cedar you can see I have created grade 1 to 12. So when I create this, here you can see grace table, here you can see grace table, and when we migrate this table, there are 12 12 data in the grades table already created. So seeders are useful one we or create when we want to create original data, and already you want to create already data in, so we can create in seeder. For example, we want to create dummy data. We want to test our application, so we want to create 100 users, so I have to create uh, user CDA and add dummy data of 100. We do not have to write 100 codes. There are some methods that functions that create dummy data in Laravel. So after we create the user CDA and call in database CDA, this call user CDA class, and when we migrate this, 100 users dummy users were created in the table. So this is CDA. When we want to create original data or dummy data, we can do in CEDA, database CEDA. So this all are included in database, you can see. And here you can see Myanmar NRC. This is I created because to create the NRC format, Myanmar NRC format. I download this from GitHub and use in this project. I will show it later. And that is public folder. Here we can add images, plugins that we will use in this project, and when the user uploaded pictures, we have to save here in storage. When user upload files, we can store here. Here you can see classwork file, exam file, timetable files. So the images and files are in public folder. And the resources are CSS, HTML and views. The UI I created, everything we created will be stored in resources views. So I have created some folders for easily use. So you can see here I created some folders for grades, classes, what are useful in this application. A dashboard, welcome page, grades, layout. In this layout, the app.php, this is the main page of this application. Footer, navbar, these are all included in every page. So I have created a layouts folder and call in every page. Yes, the layout. So routes, Here we have to define routes, APIs, which route, which URL will work, which function, which controller, everything about have to create here. Web.php, sorry. And if we want to share the data, the backend data, to front end frameworks, we have to declare in api.php. So storage, there are two folders, and thus I described earlier, in public folder and storage folder, to store the files and data, and .env file to connect with the database and other what we will use in this application, and composer.json. Here I have used these functions, these libraries in this application. So this is the basic structure of my application. You can see here. So thank you very much. In next video we are going to discuss about every page, what we use, what, how can we use, what to do, what can we do with that function, and every codes and every pages. So thank you very much for this, for your attention.